We're good.
Welcome everyone to the Township Council meeting Monday, June 26, 2023. Good evening. This meeting is now called to order. Councilman Vanchery, lead us in the flag salute.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Mrs. Kraus, at this time, please read the statement of public notice.
Take notice that adequate notice of this meeting has been provided in accordance with NJSA 10:4-8 and NJSA 10:4-10 as follows. Notice of the meeting was prominently posted on the bulletin board at the municipal building located at 225 Main Street, Little Falls, New Jersey on January 5th, 2023. Copy of notice was mailed to the North Jersey Herald and News and the Record on the same date. Additionally, a copy of notice was filed in the office of the township clerk on said date. Link and a telephone number to join the meeting virtually can be accessed on the township website at www.lfnj.com. Electronic provisions have been established for the public to participate during the public comment portion of the meeting.
Thank you. At this time, please call the roll.
Councilmember Patel. Present. Councilmember Murphy.
Present.
Councilmember Hablitz.
Present.
Councilmember Vanchery.
President.
Council President Scoba.
Present. At this time, if there's no objections, I'd like to get a motion to approve the minutes of May 22nd and June 12th at the same time.
So moved.
Moved by Councilman Vanchery,
Second,
second by Councilman Murphy. This is for the minutes of May 22nd and June 12th. Mrs. Kraus, call the roll.
Councilmember Patel.
Yes.
Councilmember Murphy.
yes.
Councilmember Hablitz.
Yes.
Councilmember Vanchery.
Yes.
Council President Scoba.
Yes, Mayor Dan, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Council President. This evening, I would like to ask an individual who has served this town for 20 years now to join me up here at the front of the room to recognize him for a new incredible accomplishment that he has reached, a major milestone. And I'm going to ask Ron Stell to join me up here. So Ron is our current foreman on our DPW, as well as our Clean Communities Coordinator and our safety officer, in addition to being the fire chief at Company 2. And he has done incredible things for this town in his 20-year career, which actually started 20 years ago this month in June of 2003. And in those 20 years, Ron has worked his way up from a truck driver laborer to an operator to now the current foreman in town. And he has made major strides in keeping our community clean over these past couple of years. And most recently, Ron has achieved a new degree, and it is a certified public works manager, his CPWM. And we want to congratulate Ron for achieving this accomplishment. It is a major milestone for him, and we thank you for everything that you do here in the Township of Little Falls. So thank you for everything.
Y'all stand in a circle.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Congrats.
At this time, can I have a motion to approve the mayor's appointment of Thomas Kazmark to the library board. This is for a 1-year unexpired term. Moved by Councilwoman Patel. Did you move that? Okay. Second by Councilwoman Hablitz. This is a roll call to approve Tom Kazmark to a 1-year unexpired term. Mrs. Kraus, call the roll.
Councilmember Patel.
Yes.
Councilmember Murphy.
Yes.
Councilmember Hablitz.
Yes.
Councilmember Vanchery.
Yes.
Council President Scoba.
Yes. Congratulations, Mr. Kazmark. Would you like to come up? Say anything?
Now you're
Thank
obligated
you,
to.
Duquati, for
discussing this with me. I appreciate it. I grew up in town. I've been going to that library since it was built in 1968, so it has a special place in my heart. And I'm really excited to be able to work with the board and to advance the library. Thank you, Mayor, Council.
Thank you. We'll move on to council reports. Councilwoman Havelitz.
Thank you, Council President. So just some library updates. The library recently painted their staff kitchen as part of their capital improvements. They'll be expanding the area to include programming such as cooking classes, so that's very exciting. Some ongoing programming that is going on at the library. There is on Wednesdays, there are weekly adult strength and balance workshops at 1 p.m. They will be starting their story time in the park, starting on Thursdays at Memorial Park from July 6th until August 17th. Also, last weekend, myself and my fellow council members and the mayor got to attend the library's carnival. It was an absolutely excellent event. Lots of children from town came. There was blow ups to jump on. There was a blow up axe throwing. There was popcorn, face painting, a huge Jenga. It was just a great time. The kids had a great time, and it was an introduction to summer reading. So it was a really great event. Thank you to the library staff and to the library director, Ann Kawadi, for making it happen. It was just great. The farmers market is still continuing. We've again had record attendance. It's great. Come on down. There's new vendors every single week. There's a great farmer, and we're just having a great time. This weekend for our 4th of July weekend, we have a giant blow up obstacle course. So again, a free event for the children of town. So come on down, have a great time. Thank you. That's it.
Thank you. Councilman.
Thank you, Council President. First off, I just want to congratulate Ron Stell. It really is good to see you here tonight and getting this awesome achievement. As somebody who has had the opportunity to work with you in the fire department, I don't think there's anybody else that I'd like to have working for our town. You are an awesome contribution to our township. You're an awesome firefighter. I'm happy to have worked alongside you. So just want to congratulate you tonight. Just real quick, some upcoming dates that the Domestic Violence Prevention Committee will be at. We have our booth at the July 4th Street Fair. I know we have some farmers markets that we're going to be at. So July 23rd, August 20th, September 17th, and October 15th. So if anybody wants to come out and check us out, I will be at some of those upcoming events. That's all I have, CP.
Thank you. Councilman Vanchery.
Thanks, Council President. I also want to say congratulations to Ronnie Stell from our Little Falls DPW department on this great recognition. You're one of the best. We know it. You're sitting next to your boss, Ronnie Campbell, as well. We know we have probably the best DPW in the area, hands down. So congratulations for all you've done and continue for us. Also want to say congratulations to Tom Kasmark on his appointment to the library board. As Councilwoman Havelitz said, it was a great event that we got a chance to attend recently. It was nice seeing all the families out there. The kids were enjoying themselves and even the parents too. So it's nice to keep them active, especially when school ends. We know most of them forget about doing anything reading wise. So it was nice to see. A couple reminders this week. I want to make sure this Thursday night, Wilmore Road Park, the summer concert series starts with the Little Falls ABC. First up is the Coots. They are known as rock and roll with fiber, as I like to, tell everyone. So if you're not doing anything this Thursday, stop over to the concert. It's going to run for the next few months as part of the summer series. Also, kicking off on July 5th is Little Falls Recreation Summer Camp. I know Mr. Pace is here right now. The good news is there are over, 222 kids signed up for the camp this year. So everybody's looking forward to it, including my two. So they love it every year. Also wanted to give kudos to the Little Falls Police Department. Earlier today, I know the chief will probably talk about it, but the Little Falls Junior Police Academy started this morning at 8 a.m. It was nice to see the kids out there. And Chief, I can assure you that Cadet Vanchery had a great time. She was very happy today. So thanks for what the staff is doing for the kids this week. That's it for me.
Thank you. Councilwoman Patel.
Thank you, Council President. Congratulations to Ron. Thank you for everything that you do for Little Falls, and I'm sure we'll continue doing for a very long time. And congratulations, Mr. Kasmark, on your appointment. Just very quickly, the Veggie Mobile Truck will be at Clifton City Hall on Wednesdays from 2:30 to 4:30 p.m. In July, it's going to be the 5th, the 12th, the 19th, and the 26th. I know the health department is working with the Little Falls Library to try to set up more dates that they could come and inform the public about COVID and other infectious diseases. We're also working to get more programs at the Civic Center, so just stay tuned. That's all I have, Council President.
Thank you. Before I give my report, Mr. Pace, would you like to come up and say anything on behalf of the camp, summer camp?
Little Falls Children Register. We don't take anybody out. We have about 50 counselors and a staff of about 7. Everything is all planned. We do something every single day at camp. I would recommend, if you know anybody in Little Falls, we're still taking up until Wednesday, we'll take a registration. That's about it. The police are all formed for our safety. And the fire department is going to do something for us too. So everybody's involved. Thank you very much.
All right, Mr. Pace. So Wednesday, the 28th is the Senior Advisory Ice Cream Social. We're gonna have some yummy chocolate ice cream and vanilla and some this year low-fat ice cream. Some really
What flavor?
from pecan something. There wasn't a lot of choices in the low-fat category. Some real fluffy whipped cream and sprinkles and some real delicious Hershey chocolate syrup. So to the staff, DPW and the police, chief, if anyone can come by and actually give us a hand scooping some of the ice cream out, appreciate it. And if the DPW or anybody would like to come by and the staff at the municipal building, you're welcome to come by. And that's going to be from 1 to 3. We're also going to have a DJ. Councilor Wenzel, do you have anything for this governing body tonight?
Nothing at this time.
Okay. Have a motion to open the meeting to the public for agenda items only.
So moved.
Moved by Councilman Vanchery, second by Councilman Murphy, voice vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Mrs. Kraus?
Anyone wishing to address the Township Council may do so through the Council President. It is preferred if you give your name and address for the record. Comments are to be limited to 3 minutes. However, if appropriate, you may be granted additional time in the sole discretion of the Council President. Members of the public who have joined the meeting virtually and desire to provide comment shall raise their virtual hand in the Zoom application. The meeting moderator will cue the members of the public that wish to provide comment, and the Council President will recognize them in order. Members of the public who have joined the meeting by calling in must press *6 to mute and unmute themselves and *9 to raise their hand. Members of the public who have joined the meeting via the Zoom application must click the reactions icon and then the raise hand icon. Once the process is complete, we will return to the regular order of business.
Thank you, Mrs. Kraus. The floor is now open. Mr. Kusia, anyone in the chat? No one in our governing body that would like to come up? Have a motion to close the public comment?
So moved.
Moved by Councilwoman Hablitz.
Second.
Second by Councilman Vanchery. All those in favor, signify aye. All those opposed, motion carries. Have a motion to approve the consent agenda. Moved by Councilman Vanchery.
Second.
Second by Councilman Murphy. This is a roll call for the consent agenda. Mrs. Kraus, at this time, call the roll.
Councilmember Patel,
Yes.
Councilmember Murphy,
Yes.
Councilmember Hablitz,
Yes.
Councilmember Vanchery,
Yes.
Council President Scoba.
Yes. To those in the audience, we don't feel bad if you want to leave. If you want to stay, you're welcome to stay. But we're going to continue conducting our business at this time. Mrs. Kraus, read ordinance 1460.
Second reading and public hearing of ordinance number 1460, an ordinance entitled Bond Ordinance to Authorize the Undertaking of the 2023 Road Improvement Program in by and for the Township of Little Falls in the County of Passaic, State of New Jersey, to appropriate the sum of $500,000 to pay the cost thereof, to make a down payment, to authorize the issuance of bonds to finance such appropriation, and to provide for the issuance of bond anticipation notes in anticipation of the issuance of such bonds.
The public hearing of 1460 is now open. Does anyone wish to speak concerning 1460? Seeing no one wishing to speak, I'll close to the public hearing on 1460 is now closed. Have a motion to adopt 1460.
So moved.
Moved by Councilman Murphy, second by Councilman Vanchery. This is a roll call to adopt 1460. Please call a roll.
Councilmember Patel,
Yes.
Councilmember Murphy.
Yes.
Councilmember Hablitz.
Yes.
Councilmember Vanchery.
Yes.
Council President Scoba.
Yes, at this time, Mrs. Kraus, read 1461.
Second reading and public hearing of ordinance number 1461, an ordinance entitled Bond Ordinance to Authorize the Construction of a Municipal Parking Lot in by and for the Township of Little Falls in the County of Passaic, State of New Jersey, to appropriate the sum of $500,000 to pay the cost thereof, to make a down payment, to authorize the issuance of bonds to finance such appropriation, and to provide for the issuance of bond anticipation notes in anticipation of the issuance of such bonds.
Thank you. The public hearing of 1461 is now open. Does anyone wish to speak? Seeing no one coming forward, the 1461 public hearing is now closed. Can I have a motion to adopt 1461?
So moved.
Moved by Councilwoman Havelitz, second by Councilman Vanchery. This is a roll call. Please call the roll, Mrs. Kraus.
Councilmember Patel,
Yes.
Councilmember Murphy.
Yes.
Councilmember Havelitz,
Yes.
Councilmember Vanchery,
Yes.
Council President Scoba.
Yes. At this time, Mrs. Kraus, please read ordinance 1462.
Second reading and public hearing of ordinance number 1462, an ordinance entitled Bond Ordinance to Appropriate an Additional Sum of $1,250,000 for the undertaking of various improvements to Wilmore Park in, by, and for the Township of Little Falls in the County of Passaic, New Jersey, to make a down payment to appropriate a county grant, to authorize the issuance of bonds to finance such additional appropriation, and to provide for the issuance of bond anticipation notes in anticipation of the issuance of such bonds.
Thank you. The hearing on 1462 is now open. Does anyone wish to speak on 1462? For the record, you just state your name. You don't need to state your address.
John Pace. It's not basically, it has to do with Wilmore Park. I had the park inspected the other day. In the jungle gym area is really deteriorating. There's one ring already out, and I had Scott from Ben Schaefer come down and Ronnie Campbell. Unfortunately, he just left. He could tell you more. And something has to be done. Either we rip it down or we replace the whole thing. So just want to make you aware of it. My recommendation is to just rip it down. So you want to take a look at it yourselves, you can go take a look at it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Pace. Does anyone else wish to speak on 1462? The public hearing on 1462 is now closed. Have a motion to approve for 1462.
So moved.
Moved by Councilwoman Havelitz,
Second.
second by Councilman Vanchery. Mrs. Kraus, this is a roll call for 1462.
Councilmember Patel,
Yes.
Councilmember Murphy.
Yes.
Councilmember Havelitz.
Yes.
Councilmember Vanchery,
Yes.
Council President Scoba.
Yes, we move on to 1463. Mrs. Kraus, please read ordinance 1463.
Second reading and public hearing of ordinance number 1463, an ordinance entitled Bond Ordinance to Authorize the Acquisition of a New Pumper Fire Engine, including original apparatus and equipment in, by, and for the Township of Little Falls in the County of Passaic, State of New Jersey, to appropriate the sum of $885,000 to pay the cost thereof, to make a down payment, to authorize the issuance of bonds to finance such appropriation, and to provide for the issuance of bond anticipation notes in anticipation of the issuance of such bonds.
Thank you. Does anyone wish to speak on ordinance 1463?
Council President, if I can make a clarification.
Okay, go ahead.
When this was introduced, I had indicated to Council Member Murphy that he should abstain because I was under the belief that he was an officer with the company that would be the recipient of this equipment. Afterwards, he made it clear to me that that's not the case, and therefore there is no prohibition or other impediment upon Councilmember Murphy from voting on this ordinance.
So he's, by your suggestion, he has a free voice to vote on 1463. Is that correct?
He certainly can, but I think he's only got one vote available to him.
Let the record show, the advice of council is that Councilman Murphy will be able to make his voice heard on 1463. So anyone wish to speak on 1463? Seeing no one, the hearing is closed on 1463. Can I have a motion to adopt 1463?
So moved.
Moved by Councilwoman Patel,
Second.
second by Councilman Murphy. This is a roll call to adopt 1463. Please call the roll.
Councilmember Patel,
Yes.
Councilmember Murphy.
Yes.
Councilmember Havelitz.
Yes.
Councilmember Vanchery,
Yes.
Council President Scoba.
Yes. Mrs. Kraus, please read ordinance 1464.
Second reading and public hearing of ordinance number 1464, an ordinance entitled An Ordinance of the Township Council of the Township of Little Falls in the County of Passaic, State of New Jersey, to amend Chapter 7 on-street regulations of the Code of the Township of Little Falls.
Thank you. Public hearing on 1464 is now open. See no one coming forward. The 1464 is for the public portion is now closed. Can I have a motion for 1464?
So moved.
Moved by Councilman Vanchery, second by Councilman Murphy. Please call the roll.
Councilmember Patel,
Yes.
Councilmember Murphy.
Yes.
Councilmember Havelitz.
Yes.
Councilmember Vanchery,
Yes.
Council President Scoba.
Yes, thank you, Mrs. Kraus, for reading all those ordinances. Can I have a motion to open the meeting to the public for general matters? Moved by Councilman Vanchery, second by Councilwoman Havelitz. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Mrs. Kraus.
Anyone wishing to address the Township Council may do so through the Council President. It is preferred if you give your name and address for the record. Comments are to be limited to 3 minutes. However, if appropriate, you may be granted additional time in the sole discretion of the Council President. Members of the public who have joined the meeting virtually and desire to provide comment shall raise their virtual hand in the Zoom application. The meeting moderator will cue the members of the public that wish to provide comment, and the Council President will recognize them in order. Members of the public who have joined the meeting by calling in must press *6 to mute and unmute themselves and *9 to raise their hand. Members of the public who have joined the meeting via the Zoom application must click the reactions icon and then the raise hand icon. Once the process is complete, we will return to the regular order of business.
Thank you. Mayor, excuse me, it was brought to our attention that there's a possible hazard with a apparatus at our parks. I'm sure you don't need to get the consensus of this governing body, but to do as you should, for the safety of the community, do as you should see as fit, and take care of that action so that our residents are protected. Does anyone wish to come forward? Mr. Kusia, anyone in the chat? No one in our council chambers. Can I have a motion to close the public comment? Moved by Councilman
Second.
Vanchery, second by Councilwoman Havelitz. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Can I have a motion going to executive session for discussion on public safety matters?
So moved.
Moved by Councilman Murphy, second by Councilman Vanchery. All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion carries. We may be in executive for about 15-20 minutes. Can I have a motion to return to open session?
So moved.
Moved by Councilman Murphy, second by Councilman Vanchery. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
There's been no action taken on the executive session concerning public safety. Can I have a motion to adjourn? And a contractual matter. I'm sorry. So make the record known and a contractual matter. Motion to adjourn. So moved by Councilman Vanchery,
Second.
second by Councilman Murphy. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries. This meeting is now closed.